What's up, guys? So I am in the middle of this kind of rant that I was going on, and I started a video with a specific topic, and I just kind of started going off. I said, you know what, I'm gonna end that video and just continue on another video. I like freestyle. I like just jumping out here and just freestyling off the top of the dome. So what I was talking about was the future of mankind. I was talking about our species. I was talking about how we as a species are just part of like this collective evolution. We can look at the universe almost like an organism itself that's like evolving, and like, even like solar systems evolve, galaxies evolve. There's the accretion disk, and they form into planets, and then there's cycles and everything, just like life and stuff like that. There's life cycles. We're born and we all that good stuff. So the universe itself is like evolving. There seems to be like a linear history, and we're just part of that. So that's what I call a universal evolution. We're just part of that. And planet Earth has life on it, and life, started from one cell that kind of split into two, and then just proliferated into this whole beautiful freaking planet that's robust with diverse life. And I was talking how it's kind of like, it's almost like a program. And I was talking about artificial intelligence because that's something that's relevant. And I was talking about how it's similar to artificial intelligence. It's kind of like a fire. A fire, you start the fire, it burns, and then just kind of just is this runaway thing. If it gets too big, you can't put it out. It's just going by itself. It's like a self-proliferating thing. That's kind of what life is. It's like one cell divided into two, and it just kept going. And I was thinking about artificial intelligence. If we started up, it's kind of like another thing like that. It could just be this runaway thing out of our control. And so I was talking about all that, how we're all just part of this collective evolution. And what is life doing is just, it's just trying to proliferate basically. And it's been going for like 3.5 billion years here on planet Earth. And it's at this point where it's begotten us as an intelligent species and all this other biodiversity. And we're at the point where we're trying to proliferate. We're trying to go to like other planets and stuff right now. And the video before this, I was talking about a conversation I saw with Elon Musk and Jack Ma from Alibaba, and they were talking about artificial intelligence and stuff. And so I was talking about a lot of that stuff. But we're at this point where we have, the life itself has proliferated enough that we're at this point. We're trying to make it to a whole nother planet right now. And after that, we just have no plans on stopping. We just plan on keep going, right? And so that could be what artificial intelligence is. At some point, we program it to do whatever it wants, but at some point, it can become like kind of smart and be like, hey, maybe it's a good idea if I, handle my own affairs, to make sure that I survive. I don't know. That's the thing. Like, I want to say like we can like predict what it would do just by understanding its programming. But it's like at some point, if we set it up to like become self-improving and maybe self-proliferating, it'll be like, well, my survival is the most important, and like it'll just freaking say everything else around it is just secondary, which could be dangerous. Like I said, it could be a runaway thing. And like I said, so it's kind of like fire. But that's already what life is, the biological life. We're already like this self-proliferating thing. Wherever we got started from, it's very similar to what I think self-preserving artificial intelligence would be like. And we already know what we want to do. We want to spread from this planet to another and so on. We want to become intergalactic. We want to go around the universe and just fly around and do awesome stuff. That's what we want to do. That's like intrinsic. We're like, yeah, that's what I want to do. The more we know, the more we want to do. We gain knowledge and we want to do more awesome stuff. And so I had my friend, he brought up this concept. He said that here comes somebody over here. I'm waiting for my camera. No, my friend, he brought up this concept. He brought up a Tesla quote. And he said that the Tesla quote, it said, life exists everywhere in the universe at all stages of development. He's like, okay. So he's saying we're like on the cusp of this kind of creating artificial intelligence and what they might call a technological singularity, where the artificial intelligence can kind of proliferate itself, like I said, or improve itself and just like be this runaway thing. Like people are like psyched about that. I think that's dangerous. Like they're like, yeah, once we hit that singularity, it's on. But it's like, dude, that's when it's like dangerous. That's when you set fire and like you can't put it out anymore. But he was talking about that. And he's like, okay, so it's very likely that's already happened somewhere in the universe with some civilization, some species. And it's like, we know how old the universe is. It's like, I mean, at least that's what we're estimated is about 13.8 billion years old. And he's saying even if it was just 1 million years ago that some species hit that, it's like the rapid pace of like just progress after that. Like we're already like, it's been 200 years that since we started burning steam and freaking engines and stuff. We went from riding on little horses to, in 200 years, we made it to artificial intelligence. You know what I'm saying? Like 200 years out of 3.5 billion of evolution. You know what I'm saying? And like in the next 10 years, we're about to have freaking artificial intelligence, like full steam ahead. We already got it. My phone already has it, you know, stuff like that. So yeah, once you get to this point of like exponential growth, like 10 years, a lot happens. 20 years, freaking a lot happens. So if something like that happened 1 million years ago, considering the rate of advancement, it would have like taken like 100 years for it to just be like explosion into craziness. And I mean, 1 million years, dude, who knows? You know what I'm saying? Who knows? So look, here's a freaking theory, and I know a lot of people don't even think about this stuff today, but look, I don't think there should be anything taboo that we talk about. I think, you know, every consideration should be on the table, you know, because we live in rapidly changing times. We're learning more and more about the universe. We're learning more and more about everything. Knowledge, we're growing in knowledge exponentially. There should be no conversations that are taboo. I know that might be how we've, you know, got along for the last couple thousand years socially, you know, by just, you know, have manners, da-da-da. But look, we live at this time where stuff is rapidly changing. And we have to talk about everything. Everything. Nothing can be taboo. We can't just like have like, you know, these lingering problems like thorns in your ass that you're just not going to talk about. It's like, we all know the thorns there. The elephant's in the freaking room. You can't do that. We got to talk about everything. That's super important. Okay, but on that note, I'm going to talk about some stuff that is kind of coming off of what I just said. So my friend said, it's very likely that some civilization already hit what they call the technological singularity. If that's the case, and we're right here, like Elon Musk was just talking, like it could be dangerous when it's a runaway thing. Who's to say that didn't happen a long time ago? Some AI did not take over a whole planet, including every biological, you know, aspect of it, and enslave the biological organisms and are using them to proliferate its own self. You know, maybe instead of us like life trying to go to Mars, maybe the artificial intelligence took over and is like, hey, I'm enslaving this biological system so it can take me and spread me to other planets. And here's the thing, this might sound like a lot for y'all if you don't look into this type of stuff, but recently a lot of people talk about aliens and how they're real. Okay, you know, you go watch the show Ancient Aliens on History Channel. They go all the way back and talk about ancient civilizations, talking about aliens. And you know, recently Tom DeLonge from Blink-182, the rock star guy, he's coming out with, he has this thing To the Stars, and he's getting like declassified government videos and stuff where they're like have these flying saucers on radar and stuff. Like they're coming out like telling us aliens exist, yo. And there's like I said, if you ain't into this, you might not, it might be a lot. But a lot of people, I've looked into it a little bit. I'm not like an expert on the subject, but a lot of people have said there's multiple species, and a lot of people talk about these gray aliens, and they want to say these gray aliens are like what they call like organic robotoids, like they were created by either some other species or possibly an artificial intelligence, and that they really, people say they're like created. And other people say that aliens are working with the governments. I know this is probably out there for y'all that ain't into this stuff, but they're saying they're working with the governments. And a lot of people say that the microprocessor, the semiconductor with the silicone, where they kind of put some acid on it and make it a semiconductor, they say that came from Roswell. the spaceship crash, and some people, and they say that was a gray alien spaceship, and they say that government already has like back engineered stuff, including flying saucers from them, all types of stuff. But they say that the microprocessor came from them, and other people like, man, I'm telling you, this goes kind of deep. I don't want to get into some of the deeper parts because it's going to sound even crazier than what it already might. But a lot of people say that these gray aliens are already working with the government, that aliens in general are already working with the government, and that they're trading these aliens have been around. They're doing like biological experiments on people, on animals, the cattle mutilations and stuff. And they're saying that aliens are already working with the government. They're getting technology from the aliens and, allowing these aliens to do experiments and stuff. And if the microprocessor came from those aliens and now it's being used to create artificial intelligence, it's like, dang, that hypothesis about an artificial intelligence, system on some other planet, enslaving a biological system and then using it to proliferate itself, that seems totally feasible with our current situation. And man, there's a lot to this. I'm telling you, there's so much to this. It's not, I could talk about something I heard. I don't even want to name drop. If I name drop, y'all gonna be, there's already taboo stuff, so I'm not even gonna name drop. But I heard somebody say that a lot of these, what they call elite people, who kind of like the bankers and all the people like running stuff behind the scenes, the financiers of this world, billionaires, whatever. I hear a lot of those people, I hear they they do a lot of drugs. I hear they get telepathic messages from some off-world like entities that like tell them what to do to like freaking stay in power and stuff like that. And so who's to say that whatever drugs they're doing and whoever they're contacting isn't some biological entity that does not have our best interest in mind? You know what I'm saying? Okay, so this is like way out there. I don't even know if that's true, if that's what they do, but I heard that, so thought I'd mention it. You can look at the power structure of the world though. The banking system, the economy, it's controlled by a few people. They're like crazy. I hear some crazy stuff about these people. I hear they do some crazy weird stuff. I hear I don't even want to get into it. Like, I don't want nothing to be taboo, but I already know where. See, I look into a lot of stuff. I know a lot of people don't, so I don't want to be like the guy who's like but if y'all look into it, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So go look into it. I hear a lot of these people are like, I hear they do like crazy sacrificial rituals and like literally like kill little children. I know it sounds crazy, but that's what I hear. I don't know if that's true. That could be just made up. That could be something. That could be speculation. Somebody made it up to make, I don't know. But I hear stuff like that. I hear a lot of accounts like that. Recently, a dude named Jeffrey Epstein, he had this thing where he would like fly people to his island, and apparently they had like sex trafficked girls there that like politicians would all like come to, and like, I'm telling you, like this, I'm not like making this stuff up. I'm telling you, like there's plenty of evidence going on. But apparently these elite people in the world are all like kind of psychopathic and crazy and do some crazy stuff, and they might be on drugs, and they might be telepathically getting some info from some crazy off-world entities, and they might even be hanging out with aliens in underground bases and getting technology from them and stuff. Who knows? But it seems like there is an alien influence in our situation here today on planet Earth. And if what my friend said is true, and some civilization a long time ago hit the singularity a million years ago, that artificial intelligence is probably so advanced by now, it's probably already taken over like a whole galaxy at least. And it's probably just spreading its influence right now. And we're probably just one more domino in the thing, bro. I know this sounds crazy. I know it sounds crazy. If you see, that's the thing too. You could even look at how society is kept in the dark about a lot of things. It's when I was young, I was born into this world and I was taught, hey, pop music and cartoons and silly stuff, watch MTV and be a little pop skater kid, it's whatever. We had a simple little culture, but we're taught just ignore everything, stay in our little world. And I mean, I grew out of that. I grew out of that and I started thinking about stuff. I started saying, whoa, look how big the universe is. I started listening to like conspiracy theories. I started listening to a lot of that stuff. And there's a lot of people that have researched a lot of stuff. There's been people that are in the government that they call them whistleblowers, and they come out and tell people about stuff. They've been interviewed. I've listened to a lot of that stuff, okay? I started paying attention. I remember, I'll tell you actually what first set me off. I watched the documentary, and they said that the Federal Reserve was a privately owned bank. I was like, hold up, that's the people that print money. So you telling me that the people that print money is not part of the government, but it's like a private entity? And sure enough, I looked that up as a private entity. I was like, bro, like, that's not right. Like, a privately owned bank is printing money. I said, that's definitely not right. And that was the first indicator that something was definitely not right in our world. And from there, I just kept, I guess you could say I was a conspiracy theorist after that, but really I was like, that's not right. And I started paying attention. I said, what's really going on here? And I started listening to a lot of people. And, you know there's a lot of people that know this type of stuff. You might call them truthers, you might call them conspiracy theorists. I heard that the term conspiracy theorist was promoted a long time ago to try to like basically make critical thinkers look crazy. I don't think I'm helping my own case. I was kidding. See, that's the thing. Society has been conditioned to stay stupid. So now that I'm talking about this stuff, you're conditioned to be like, oh, that guy's crazy. They make fun of conspiracy theorists on Saturday Night Live, tinfoil hat, all that stuff. You're conditioned to stay stupid, and then anybody that talks about anything that's like beyond that, it's like, they try to make fun of that guy. That they train you to like react to certain things in certain ways. You have to break that. It's like a spell. It's like mind control. You have to break that. Like I said, there should be nothing taboo. I mean, nothing taboo to talk about. We should be able to talk about everything and lay everything on the table, straight up. And I'm about that for real. And especially right now with everything going on, I'm telling you, it's so critical. I mean, within the last 200 years, out of 3.5 billion years of evolution on this planet, the last 200 years we've exploded into this relatively advanced civilization with industry and everything. And dude, it's super critical that we really put everything on the table so we can really manage the situation. That's really what the fuck we need to do. And yeah, that's that. I know. See, that's the thing. I gotta work with where people are at different levels of like where they're at. Like some people are still like I was when I was like 12. Like I just, oh yeah, life's simple and fun in the sun. Yeah. But other people, they've learned this world ain't right. There's some stuff going on, and they're like trying to figure out. Other people are like super deep, understand a lot of stuff. There's people that understand way more than me. I already know that. There's people who are in the government, in these top secret programs. They know everything. There's the elite people who like are probably hanging out with aliens right now. I'm telling you. I'm just the guy that's kind of like in the freaking somewhere in that spectrum. But yeah, we should all be talking about this stuff, and nothing should be taboo, man. Nothing. Not a gosh dang thing. That's like, you can't have nothing taboo, man, because you can't solve problems if you can't talk about them. Nothing could be taboo. We got to be able to talk about every single thing. And that's kind of why I'm just out here just spilling it all out real quick. That being said, man, that's kind of all I really want to say. You can talk about all types of other things, but I think that's super relevant, dude. I really, sincerely, with like everything I looked at, I'm not saying what I said is true, but I think it's something to consider. And that's the thing. I'm not gonna say I'm right all the time, but it's something to consider. If I smell smoke, I'd be like, hey, maybe I should look around, see if there's a fire. If I saw the smoke, I'd be like, man, that's where my house is. I could say my house is on fire, but I don't know that. But it's a possibility. If I see the smoke coming from that direction, I'm like, dang, my house could be on fire. It's smart to go check. You know what I mean? So it's like if you have reason to be suspect something, to suspect something, you should check. We should not just say, oh, that's dumb. Don't think that your house is on fire. Look, there's smoke. I can smell it. I see it. It's a very high possibility that my house is on fire. So so I should go check. I'll go over there. If it's not on fire, good. Okay, that's kind of what it is with like a lot of this speculation. We have limited information, and you know, there's a lot of stuff going on, and it's like, I don't know if it's true, you know, but it's speculation. It's like, man, there's a lot, maybe we should check if that's true. You know what I'm saying? So like a lot of this, I mean, just anything. If I'm speculating about anything, a possibility about aliens influencing our governments and trying to take over this place. I don't know if that's true, but I mean, there's a lot of evidence that's kind of pointing in that direction. So maybe we should check. You see what I'm saying? That's what it is. That's what it is with like, just thinking. You know, like, duh, you gotta think. Man, this is something I say all the time. Primary intelligence is a survival intelligence. You know, that's what life is doing. Life is programmed to proliferate. You gotta reproduce, but also survive long enough to reproduce. And survival is primary. It's like primary intelligence. It's like the mission of biology is to survive and proliferate. And so like, we should definitely be on the lookout for any like dangerous stuff. You know what I mean? I mean, aliens, whatever. See, that's the thing, man. I go far into these conversations. I go all the way to like I said, there's a universal organism, there's universal evolution, and it like sprung life into existence with the programming of the physics involved in this universe. You know what I'm saying? I mean, so that's like a miracle almost. I guess some god or something programmed this whole universe to do what it does and spit out life. But I mean, even if there's life on other planets, like I'm like, that's miraculous as well, you know? It's all the same universe that's evolving. So, like, if there's life elsewhere, I'm like, you know, we're all kind of the same universe blown into existence, you know? And so I'm just like, I don't know. So I'm not really, like, afraid of aliens, but if they're controlled by some artificial intelligence, I'm like, okay, maybe that's something to think about, you know? That could be dangerous. But that's what I'm saying. Like, it's all the same universe blown into, you know, variations of life. And that's the thing, man. Like, I know like it's like a food chain and stuff, but I think once you reach a certain point of, I guess, enlightenment or intelligence, you know, you have a certain respect for the rest of life, and you know, you might deserve a certain amount of respect yourself, you know. Like, we don't think too much about squashing a bug, but like maybe you see like a gentle animal with emotions and stuff, you're gonna be like, oh, you're not gonna hurt that thing, you know. So yeah, once you reach a certain level of intelligence, we can recognize that. We might respect it more, and we might deserve respect ourselves. So there's that aspect. So if there's life everywhere, you know, maybe, hopefully, we're at that point that we earn some respect, you know. And surely, if there's super intelligent species out there, we can give some respect as well. So yeah, I think on that level. I think about stuff all the time, dude. I do. But here we are at this time with random stuff going on. And like I said, I was just talking about something before this, and I was going off topic. I started just like I am right now, and I said, you know, I gotta end that video because I was going way off topic. I said, I'm just gonna freestyle. Boom. This is what comes out when I freestyle. I'm telling you. To tell you the truth, I am just one aspect of this universe, came into an individual consciousness or individual organism, whatever, and I'm just using my faculties that I have of my organism to look around and live in what, I mean, I'm basically programmed to live the way I live. Like, I like my fellow man because I just do. I like other animals because I do. I don't know why, I just do. I'm programmed to do that. We're all programmed to do whatever we do. Life is programmed to do whatever it does. This whole universe that's sprung into the variation, I mean, just this planet is booming with variations of life. You know, this whole universe, I can almost guarantee it's blown with life everywhere. You know, all those variations came from the original universe, which has been evolving. You know, it's all the universe boomed into different instances of life, and I'm just one of those instances. And you know, I guess there's diversity, and you know, everything's programmed in its own way, and it just is what it is. You know what I mean? I don't think it's too weird. I mean, there is a food chain. There's all these different instances of life, you know, and I'm just one instance, I'm telling you. And I think there's other ones as well. And I think eventually, like, the collective evolution will be towards, like, a universal harmony with, like, you know, the universe blown into all these individual instances of life, but eventually like living in like a beautiful harmony together. Like this ecosystem, this biosphere, is like there is the food chain. Animals eat plants and animals eat each other and stuff like that. But you know, there's also that respect factor. And once the intelligence reaches a certain point, it's like, yeah, we're friends with dogs, we're friends with cats, we're friends with other animals, you know. And once we reach that level of intelligence, it's like that respect factor kicks in, and instead of eating each other, it's like this mutual understanding and, you know, coexistence. And I think that's eventually what the whole universe will do. You know what I'm saying? That makes sense, right? Anyway, that's just the stuff. I'm telling you, I just spit stuff off the top of the dome. It is what it is. Like my NASA shirt. Well, this was when I went to college a couple years ago. I think it was like 5 years ago now. I was going to college and went to this little thing, and I was thinking about becoming an engineer, something along those lines, some type of scientist. But I ended up dropping out, personal stuff. But here I am, still living. I kept thinking, still doing what I do, and I love nature. I don't want to get into too much personal stuff. You know, we're about to get into like I was about to put my whole like life story out for you. That's unnecessary. I think I'm gonna leave it at that because this video is good, and put some good ideas out there, right? I think they're pretty good, so I know they're good. I know the quality I bring to the table, yeah, but we should definitely not have anything that's taboo, and be willing to talk about everything, especially right now. So let's do that. And this was just a start, bro. This was just a spark. That's gonna light a fire of conversation that's out of anybody's control, and that's a good thing. Kind of like life. Life is a good thing. It's a runaway thing, but it's good. Conversations, keep talking, blow it up, blow it up. Who cares? It's good. Talking's good. Ideas are good. Sharing ideas, brainstorming, sharing ideas. You know, that always leads to progress. Always. And that's amazing. So we should all be talking and doing awesome stuff like that. So let's get it. The more we talk, the more we're gonna share ideas, and that's when we do amazing things. When we start talking about amazing things. When amazing ideas are shared between us, and we're like, yeah, let's do that. That's when we do amazing things. So let's keep talking. Nothing should be taboo. Put every single consideration on the table. Nothing should be taboo. And with that being said, I'm gonna leave it at that. Hope you enjoyed this little thunderstorm of a brain explosion into verbal communication onto a video. It's good stuff, right? Right. I'm leaving it at that. It's kind of hot out here. Arizona Tea, please sponsor me. This is my brain fuel right here. If y'all want to be on fire with thoughts, drink some of this stuff right here. Good stuff. I'm out. Stay safe, guys. Much love.